go ahead and call the meeting in order. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Before we get to the agenda, just wanted to talk about last meeting and kind of some of the recent meetings we had. So, obviously, we've always generally been more informal. We've had a lot of open discussion going, but I know last meeting in particular, we had a lot of different conversations going at different times, and it was hard to follow the different speakers. So, going forward, always want to encourage thoughts, opinions, share, but going to be trying to recognize a given speaker at a time and using some discretion on entertaining questions to and from, etc., etc. So, just wanted to highlight that point. Assuming everyone's going to be in agreement with that. So,
Suann has both vouchers there. The green one, you know how Angela's doing it around, right? 2 vouchers, 1 employee cost, 1 non-employee cost.
So on the vouchers too, that was another point. In chatting with Tyler after our last meeting, our town attorney has suggested that we do a roll call vote, and that rather than, I mean, we're still approving it via signature, but it'll be a roll call vote for the signatures. So, in light of that, Ron, if you want to read, since it's me now, I'll read the amounts. So we have $5,442.49 for the payroll vouchers. Right? Yes, this is payroll. And then, Suann, the purple over there, or is that not for us? Is that our AP?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want to read that AP amount.
Halfway through the middle of the page, and there's
Right
a
above
number
the
type.
date.
Yep, there you go.
$5,126.09.
And 9 cents. Okay. So, before we approve those and call for a motion, I know I'd like a chance just to look at them myself, so we'll circle back to that later on. But, Jen, do you have those dollar amounts for the
I do.
minutes?
Are you
Okay.
going to make a motion to approve, or you're going to wait?
Well,
I would like to read them first.
The
before
chair
I-
can't make a motion.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
Anyhow, so before we get to the vouchers, minutes from August. So I know Janet sent out a copy of those last week. I know I went through my notes, added a few things, made some revisions, and sent those out a little earlier today. Janet, did you look them over? Anything in conflict with what you had in your notes, or no?
No,
Okay.
it's fine.
I make a motion for approval.
I second the motion.
All right. Ron with a motion, Suann with a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Will you
3-0.
please sign a set for me and give it
Yes.
to me to
Yep.
so I can put it right under her door today?
Going to do that.
Thank you. Amy F.
And today's the 9th. Okay. Can you pass that?
Yep.
To Jen, please. All right. Next item on the agenda, Park Administrator's Report. Janet.
All right, so pickleball. RNC fencing is our next step. RNC fencing will be here to install all of the fencing. The net and the lines do not go in until after the fencing is complete. Like I said, we do that for a reason, because the minute the net goes in, it doesn't matter, people are on it, playing on it, and we've just put the grass seed in, so we really don't want anybody playing on it or doing anything. So that'll be the next step. Once RNC fencing is done and everything's secure, then the guy will come in and do the lines and do the netting. And at that particular time, they'll ask for final approval, and if we approve everything, then they're done, they walk away. I have pictures here for the benches that match the, if you pass this around, these are the benches that match the tables, the green tables, the metal ones. And we're going to need 2 benches one in front of each court on the cement there, and we'll probably have to mount it so they can't move or take it. And those happen to be on sale right now.
How many benches did you say, Janet?
2.
Okay, thank you.
So those are on sale for a couple more days, and then they'll go back up to the original price, so.
So is it the green one you're looking at, or
The
is it?
green ones,
okay,
yeah.
I'm-
Our tables are green, our metal tables are green, and
Are you looking at the trash cans too, or?
trash cans are on there too, and they match. There's green trash cans to match.
So you're looking at 2 of these for the pickleball courts and 2 of the trash cans for the pickleball courts, right?
Let me,
That's what your note says.
oh yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so
Or 2 benches and 1 trash can,
2 benches and then the trash can that matches.
right?
Right, so it would be bench, trash can, bench,
Okay.
okay?
Is this within the money that the town
Yes.
appropriated, or
Yep,
is
it
this?
is.
Okay.
David, did you find that file? Do you think you have it somewhere?
I don't know, 'cause that was a big mess, that whole thing, but I'll find it. I'll keep
Because it's
looking.
a really thick file that you read up that day. And remember, I kind of asked you probably 3 times to call you to get you to bring it back, and
I'm trying to
I asked you
remember.
a couple times, and I thought, now we definitely need it.
I'll look. I was looking at my file. Hey,
How you doing?
all right.
So can I move on? Have you looked and seen?
You don't need our sign up on this, right?
So-
It's just more information.
No, I just need you to be okay with that they're gonna all match. That our tables are that green from the same company, our tables are green from the same company. And that these are, you notice the warranty on them, how good it is?
20-year warranty, yeah.
Yeah, 20-year warranty.
I did want to ask Janet, because I know on the ARPA funds, there was a question, I think, about this at the last meeting. This is not something that we would be able to use the ARPA
We
funds
can
with,
use
or
it
we
for.
can?
We can.
And do we have dollars left over?
Yes, we have enough to
Like
get-
$1,500, I think it was,
We have enough to get both benches and the trash can.
and 1 trash can, but not 2.
We don't need to, because if you look.
Oh,
at-
it's just 1 trash can.
Yeah, if you look at the other parks, the way they have it set up, they have a seat, they have a trash can, and they have a seat. And that's pretty much how ours would look too. The people on the court are not supposed to have food on there, so you don't put a trash can on there at all. That encourages people to eat or drink. And so your trash can is outside the fence, between the benches, and that way those people will throw their water on the roads when they're putting on there, so. Can I go on, or do you want me to wait? Can I, go wait?
Well, for this particular item, Ron, going back to your comment a moment ago, I would, since it's ARPA funds, I would like a motion.
Well, that's fine. My only question was if it's part of the overall, the allocation we
Yep.
have, all we're approving is, we're not approving the spend, we're just approving that we're okay with that style, right?
With the color too, because it does come in blue also, but our lines will be, everything's gonna be all.
I mean, I'm fine with making a motion to approve buying those 2 benches and the trash can out of the funds we have allocated from the city
Yeah.
or from the town for the pickleball courts.
For documentation purposes, for the ARPA funds.
Yeah, that's fine.
That would be desirable, yes.
Okay.
I second it.
You so moved?
I saw that.
Okay. All right. And David with the second. Is there any further discussion?
No.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The grass is in over there, it looks good. At the pickleball.
Okay.
Does that need water?
I don't know, it's got some coming up.
The grass, yeah, he said.
We
we
had
should
rain
keep-
on it twice.
He said we should keep an eye on it, and if we go 4 or 5 days without rain, we need to start.
Which is this
supplying
week.
it. Yeah, I have a soaker hose that I use here at town, he said that would be the absolute best.
Did it get
If you could
hydroseeded
put a
or is
soaker
it?
hose on it and leave it, so,
It's like just straw.
yeah, so I mean,
A soaker hose?
haven't you ever seen one? They're 50 foot long and they just slowly seep water out of the.
Yeah, but they're gonna seep it only like this wide.
No, their soaker hose is 50 foot long.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
For elements germane to this
What's the
conversation.
holes
Okay,
in it?
Real quick,
Oh,
Yeah,
David, Amy, for your guys' benefit, so the vouchers are going around, we're gonna approve them with a roll call vote, so once you've had an opportunity to look through them,
okay.
just let me know, we'll circle back to it later.
No
Sorry,
problem.
Thank you, Janet, please continue.
okay, the toilets are all done. We had to have them out for a couple of rechecks because they weren't flushing properly. Apparently the sensors weren't set just properly. So, they came back out and they readjusted the sensors, checked the batteries. Now everything's flushing, so we're really good there. you guys talked to.
Yep.
He said their earliest date was probably sometime in October, maybe late October, but it would
Okay.
definitely be this year. He would not push it back any farther than that. The blower is in, they're gonna deliver it this week, and then they're gonna go through everything with Don on maintenance and how to take care of it, the whole 9 yards, so that'll be good. They don't charge to deliver, they just deliver for free. And then I just wanted to tell the board that there's only 2 dates left. So if any of you were thinking of having a holiday party or thinking of doing anything with your family or friends, I have November 3rd and November 17th open. And they will probably go this week or next, the way I've been booking. So I just thought I'd bring it up because I didn't want any of you to, especially Sue Ann who books every couple of months from me. I didn't want anybody to wonder why we're booked, and those are it. So if you need a date, the 3rd and the 17th of November are both open. So
It's awesome.
that's good.
Yeah, kudos to
I
you
know,
for doing that.
we are just, it's crazy, it's just absolutely crazy. We're starting to book Tuesdays now.
Sir, you have the vouchers.
Yes. David,
do
have you
get
guys
the second one?
vouchers, you good? Or you still need to
good.
look at them?
No, go ahead.
I will move to approve the vouchers as submitted.
I second.
Okay. Let me just go back here. This will be a roll call vote.
Who seconded, I'm sorry?
Me,
Amy?
or Suzanne and I.
All right, so,
Mhm.
in no particular order, we'll go to Suzanne first. Suzanne, your vote for the vouchers is
I approve.
yes. Okay, Ron?
Aye.
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 Sorry, I should call Amy.
Approve.
And David.
David.
Okay. Roll call vote with all members. Aye. in the affirmative. Okay. All right. You said
New
that.
business.
I did have one question on the sign quote that we had from Baldus. So I saw that the replacement panel was in. The color looked a little different. I'm assuming that's just because it's
They're
newer.
brand new.
Yeah. Okay.
Brand, yeah.
So, did they have any thoughts on what the likelihood is of
4
additional?
to 5 years.
Okay. 4 to 5 years for maybe everything, or 4 to 5 years is when individual panels might start going
She
out.
said you can expect a panel every 4 to 5 years to start. And she said it just seems like it doesn't really snowball, it's just like one panel, and then the next panel, and then the next panel. And she said, my experience would be that you guys, and Tyler was telling me about this, we should probably put money in the budgets, thinking that in the next 5 years, we're gonna need 16 grand in the fund to replace the board, to replace the sign. So, if we could, I don't know, rainy day fund, I don't know, something, I know the budget's done, but we can always talk about it later. If we wanted to start putting something back and just label it sign expenses, and then just put money in it later. And Tyler was even talking about maybe just circumventing some of the rentals, like saying, okay, the rentals for all of January are gonna go in the fund for the sign. And we do that every year for 5 years, and then we have our money for the sign. I mean, whatever you think we need to do, but
Well,
we need to do something.
for rentals, as far as this, that's almost like creating another fund, so to speak. Is that what you were thinking, Tyler?
So
Or
we'd have to figure out a way to fund it off of income versus off of tax dollars.
well, I mean, it'd be funded off of income in a way just by putting it in our budget. 'Cause part of
Right,
our budget
but I'm
funds
saying
are-
versus
Yeah.
assigning a line item off of like from the actual tax line, if you guys are bringing in 80,000 or 100,000 in rentals a year, is there a way that we allot some of that money back
Mhm.
and take it out of general operations as a capital sign replacement fund or something like that?
Mhm.
So we would probably have to create a new line item to do that, and just slowly fund that capital up. I had to talk to Angela further how that looks.
Are
So-
they like light bulbs?
No,
No.
Okay,
they're LED panels, they're.
so they're not, there's no like normal life or anything like that?
Well, so my experience is if one goes, they're all the same amount
Which
of
sign
years
are we
old.
talking about?
So,
Cinema sign.
Okay, thank you.
yes.
It's like this.
So,
Squares.
okay. Can we get Angela's thoughts then?
Yeah, yeah, I'll talk to her,
Yeah.
Dan can talk to her and see what that looks
It's
like.
I talked about it, she just said basically, it's kind of up to you guys. If you guys
Well-
want to set aside a certain amount of
I mean, I would think just a cleaner percentage, you know, if this is what our rental dollars are, say, okay, we're gonna say 3% of every rental, that we have goes towards that specific line item.
I'll ask her what's
Okay.
easiest for her, okay? And how she thinks it would be the best way to set it up.
And there's two sides, right? So the one went out on this side,
Right.
but not this side was good.
So we
So,
had the
there's a bunch
company
of
do a diagnostic test where they go and they check every single panel for you. And then they tell you the likelihood of that panel to go out. All of the panels checked okay except for that one. And that's when the technician said, he said, I would tell you that probably 5 to 6 years for the whole thing, for the sign. So we could keep putting in $1,500 for this, obviously too, it's not that expensive, $1,500 to put one in, if we have to do one next year, if we have to do one the next year. But we should be thinking that we are going to need to spend $15,000 to $16,000 in 5 to 6 years to have all new, everything put in. But our software will not have to be updated. We'll be able, the software package that was bought, that the town paid for 5, 6 years ago, that software package will still be good. And that's where you're looking at 15, 20 grand for a software package to run everything. That will be fine.
Is that really that much?
Oh, it's so expensive.
Really?
It's so expensive.
Wow.
So.
And how
once
much
you-
is that brand new sign altogether?
16 grand to just buy the sign, 50,000 is what the town paid for the software package and the sign and the brick and the whole holder of it.
Granted, I was driving by when I did this several times. It's really easy when one's blank out to kind of proportionalize, but you can only look at so much when you're driving by and paying attention
Oh
to the
gosh,
road.
if you were going 20
There's about- Are there about, I think I want to say like an 8 by 4 on each side is what we
The
have. It's like 8 by 3.
The panels are, when you saw what you saw,
8 panels wide by like 3 or 4 tall.
there's 4 panels and 4 panels, 4 panels and 4 panels.
Okay.
So we had one full corner panel go out. So it's,
Where's your drawing? You have your drawing?
yeah, I do in my
We can
office.
show you the drawing afterwards. and
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
further
find it,
explain.
I'll text
Well,
it.
because I was thinking, it's like, well,
It's-
if we had like 30 some panels, that's
Oh, no, they're
okay.
great, when they bring them out, they're great big panels.
Okay.
They,
Well, it looked like it was only a
no, because it was
portion of-
deceiving,
okay.
because it was very deceiving. And then what happens is when that panel goes out, it starts to pull a different amount of power. So, because it's wavering back and forth, so then all of the other things aren't getting the same
It
exact
starts to
power.
burn the other
So
end.
it starts to do some weird
Yeah,
stuff
okay.
because it's trying to compensate.
Right.
So I was afraid more panels were out, but she told me, and then Guy Technological said to me, no, when one panel goes, because the electrical amount it's using starts to affect the other panels, he says, once we put the new panel in, it'll all just be perfect. So,
Okay.
that's what happened. So anyway, yeah, I have a diagram, they send you a diagnostic, anytime you want, they'll send you one to let you know where everything is on your sign.
Okay.
So you are in agreement though, if Angela can come up with some kind of a plan to start putting back money for a sign, knowing that we will in the future have to get one?
So, at the conclusion of this meeting, I was going to send Angela an email asking whether or not she thinks a separate fund that we fund with a portion of the rentals or a separate line item that, because I would think you'd have to have a separate fund if you're putting, you can't fund a specific line item, I don't think.
I think it would be like a capital replacement fund.
Yeah.
With a line item of park sign.
With a fund with a single line item, yes,
Yes.
correct.
So that's what I would think it would be.
It'd be kind of like our Riverside Gardens construction fund.
Correct.
Just so I had that.
That
Or
makes
the
sense.
donation fund.
That makes
or,
sense to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there could be some people who want to donate towards it too.
Yeah.
And so you have a separate line item for it, so.
Okay. Okay.
I think all the realtors in town could contribute towards it, right, I think?
Sure.
There you go.
All right.
I actually got county commissioner.
No,
County
we-
commissioner, there
We
you
can't
go.
put our
All
names
right.
on it. We
All
can't put
right.
our names on it.
Moving on then to old business. So Janet, I know in looking back, and I believe we talked about this last month, picnic tables replacement. We were gonna get, I think, quotes to replace 2 picnic
They're
tables.
on here.
Okay,
It's the same company.
gotcha.
There's 2 types. One has a 10-year warranty and one has a 20-year warranty. This is the 20-year warranty right here. This is what we bought for Cedarville. These are the ones that we bought. We bought like 5 of them for Cedarville. We paid $1,200 a piece for them.
And they're $8.98 is the sale
Right
price
now.
right now.
Yeah, right
Is it 8 or 9? Yeah, it's 8.98.
So,
I still got that.
and Angela told me that we have, as of today, 40, she, I wrote it down. We have 46% of our entire budget is still left, and we only have 3 3/4 months to go. So she said we're good. I mean, so we want to, if we want to.
How long does the sale last for?
You what?
How long does the sale last?
Well, when I got that flyer a couple weeks ago, it was like September was the date cutoff date, sometime in September, so I know we're close. So it should be on that paper.
Originally, our thought was how many?
2, we want to do 2 a year.
And then, yeah, we would just systematically replacing them.
How many do we have altogether that we need?
12.
Okay.
We have 12 of the metal ones, or
No,
12
we
of the
have
wooden
12 of the
ones.
wooden
Yeah,
ones.
12 of the wooden ones that we're looking
And
at.
over the next couple of years, we want to start, we have 2 broken ones right now that need to just go.
You know, I will tell you what, nothing's gonna get cheaper. And knowing that they're on sale right now and we have surplus funds, there's also a piece of me that just wonders, do you buy like 6 right now and just have them?
Well, there's a price sheet on there that tells you if you buy 6, you get a cheaper price. If you
Well, I just wonder about that, saying if we couldn't afford it, that's one thing, but if you've got the funds, do you do it, knowing you've gotta have it at some point? And we're gonna have other needs, because of the ARPA funds, so many of our capital items are taken care of this year.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off us for other things.
The one thing I would caution on that,
Yeah.
Ron, is that the splash pad has a few things that are leaking that we don't know the extent of yet. And we're not gonna know the extent of until we turn it off, which, have we actually turned it off
They
now?
turned it off, yeah.
Okay.
So, but here's the problem. Brent doesn't have the time right now.
Okay.
We're kind of down, we're short a little bit. I don't know if I told you guys, but Chris Miller left last week.
I saw the advertisement for a
Yeah,
full-time
he
assistant maintenance
left.
position, I figured
So
that
that
was the
took,
case, so.
Brent was gonna throw his stuff into the splash pad and let Chris do the mowing and keep all that. Well, that's not happening. So right now, just doing mowing and taking care of what, and also Don was supposed to be back this morning and Don's transmission went out of his truck in the UP. So Brent's a little overextended right now, and because it's not leaking badly and it's shut off and it's not leaking at all right now, that will be on the back burner for a while. And we will get to it, I mean, it will get to it, but it's not gonna be until we get someone hired and get somebody on a mower, and Brent's got time to open up everything and look at it, so.
Well, could you, like what Tyler had said about mowing, maybe have like a company come and mow?
Well, he actually is
And
interviewing,
then-
he's interviewing this week.
We're interviewing for another
Yeah,
part-time
so
assistant.
we anticipate very shortly having somebody else on the mower.
Okay, so
And
then we
with the weather
can,
last week, nothing really grew. I mean, we didn't
It's
have,
gotta be a couple of weeks.
yeah, so,
So, there's nothing other than the ground freezing, if it happens to freeze, and when that happens, that would prevent him from,
well, there's
say,
no water anymore now under there at all, it's dry.
when December rolls around or something like that, or even late November, could he still diagnose it then, or are we past the point where,
No, I think he just needs to take it apart. He needs to pull off the whole part, and they need to find out if it's the bracket where it attaches here, or if it's a pipe underneath that split of the hook. Which they said, I called the company, they said that's highly unlikely that if the winter last year, if we would have winterized it well and done it, it would have happened like boom. The minute we turned it on in May, it would have just like started coming out. But the fact that it just started coming out, like the last week of July, 1st of August, it's like,
well, I guess with that being a big unknown, even if we, can't get to it until next year, or like in the spring or something like that, if we know a cost to repair it, we
That's
could
what I was gonna
potentially
say.
encumber funds over for that from this budget.
Right.
That would be the only cautionary, I would say, to not go
so we really,
gangbusters on
That's
this.
why I didn't say do all 12.
we're gonna carry over. We already know just from what our budget is like, we're gonna probably carry over, $15,000 over at the end of this year to next year's budget. Because we are so, we're being so, like I said, with ARPA money, we're being so good right now.
Well,
that
we've done so
everything's
well,
been-
we increased our rental fees this year,
Yeah,
and so that's helped,
yeah.
and we've been pretty full.
We've been extremely full. So, yes, we are way doing well.
I mean, I understand what you're saying too.
You still like 6 though?
Well, I do just because of the volume pricing, and so,
So the volume pricing goes to,
Well, if you
Let's
buy
see volume
6, you're
pricing.
basically getting, you're paying for 5 and you're getting.
right, so we're spending
Yeah, see,
less than
I'm
$5,000 for
says
6
that.
so,
Plus shipping.
Well, if we meet the mark on how much we spend, there's no shipping.
Oh,
where does it have the volume pricing?
Is that on the
It
back page?
has +1, +2, +5, +6.
I didn't see that.
Oh, that must be, if that's not on your sheet, then that's in
Maybe
mine.
it's a different specific one that has that.
It doesn't have because, okay. They have if you buy one, it's one price, but if you buy 6, you get a better price, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see that part on there.
And that's not on your sheet? That's
It's
not on that
not,
sheet?
no.
Okay.
If they have volume pricing now, a motion not to exceed.
Well, the sale price is the best, this is a better sale price than they had last year. Last year when I said something to you about them, they were $9.99. They were $1,200 down to $9.99. This is even down even cheaper than the 2023 prices, so. And the way the guy said to me, it's because in 2023, that
So
after
898
COVID,
times 6.
they couldn't get anything. They just couldn't get anything coming out of China. They couldn't get anything coming from overseas. It was hard, and now everything's
Yeah,
just
so
going
just round
crazy.
up.
Now they have
So
everything.
5,400 here. So make it 6,000.
So,
So we don't need
Tax,
to,
gotta
because we
figure
got two
tax.
groceries.
Oh,
So
we
I
tax
guess
it
it's
up.
just what,
or we wouldn't pay tax.
yeah,
I was gonna say we're tax exempt for that.
so would you like to do a not to exceed 5,400 for 6 tables?
That's fine. I will make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Just a moment.
And then we're talking about just using 2 and storing the others, or
No,
no,
we
using all at
Put
once?
them all out.
Yeah.
Put them all out, and then as other wooden ones fail, then we would
Right,
just,
I mean,
So-
Riverside Garden, we got plenty of space where we can put picnic tables, so.
yeah, so those ones that are in there, the 2 that are definitely broken will just need to go in the pile.
Yeah.
And the other 4 can just be, we've been having people ask us for years if there couldn't be more picnic tables up by the lazy river.
I agree.
So now we'll take the 4 good ones and we'll put them up by the lazy river, and the guys will just round up around the edges, like they do like at other places, and then we'll just set them down. And it'll be
as they
fine.
go, they go.
Well, yeah, but they're so heavy.
Yeah,
They're made out of 2x8s, and they're so.
Thank
I
God we
move
got
them
some big,
sometimes
strong
in my
men.
craft time. I always beg someone in the parking lot or somewhere to come help me, because I can't move them by myself, so, yeah.
okay.
And they more than paid for themselves. If you look back, they were $225 a piece. They more than paid for themselves, and, so. They were over 10 years old, so we've gotten good use out of them.
Any further discussion?
No.
Okay, hearing none. All in favor of the not to exceed $5,400 for 6 tables?
aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously 5-0.
And we don't, just in case there's a shipping, we don't have to account for that, just in case.
Well, the 5,400 counts everything, so, I mean, if you only.
9 times 6 is 54. Should we exceed it to like 5,500?
Would you
Just in
care
case.
to amend your motion to include shipping costs potentially?
Just in
Oh,
case.
Well, I'll let you know. How's that? Can I do that?
Well, no,
Can I
you
Just
don't have a
exceed
motion.
it.
Oh,
Just amend the
I
motion.
will amend to
Just take
5,500, that's fine.
Plus
How much?
shipping or
You
the
think
original
$1,400?
cost.
Well, here's my thing, I would have said 6,000 to start off with, and that
well,
includes.
yeah.
I would raise it to
Okay.
6,000.
Well, I'm just
I
saying,
agree
now
with
we've
Fran.
got cover of everything, so.
Right.
I will amend that to 6,000,
Okay.
5,400. I don't think it costs that
You
much
know,
free shipping to get one table.
Just in case,
We're
then.
tax
And
exempt.
Sue Ann is the original seconder, you're okay with that
Fine,
amendment?
yep.
Okay, and
Aye.
everyone is in favor of the amendment, okay.
Yep,
Yes.
So now everything will match. The tables, the
Okay.
pickleball trash can, and also the trash cans we have, everything's all that green, so it will all match.
That'll look nice.
And eventually when the North Pavilion gets done, everything will just, it'll be really sharp, really sharp.
under
Your
other,
point must have got across to the talkers.
what was that?
Your point must have got across to the talkers. They went to the other room.
Okay, so only other item on here, Janet, I don't think we have the dollars to do this with ARPA funds, but consider upgrading restroom facilities. We hadn't had that under old business. Are they still functioning the same as they were? Have they
The one in
gotten worse?
Cedarville?
The same?
They're fine.
Okay.
They're fine. It's only summertime that they clog. Tom will tell you that once school gets back in session, suddenly the toilets just don't clog anymore. They're just, it's
We have
just-
less
it's-
people.
Well, all the little kids.
Yeah.
Go
that's
Something
in
that
and
they'll
get-
still consider for the future then?
Yeah,
Okay.
something to consider for the future. And I would not go with the ones that are over there at Riverside. I would go with,
Well, we talked about a fast
because
flushing one.
we have so many more children at Riverside, I would definitely go with 2 adult, 1 child toilet, and I would label it child toilet, because just being over there myself and seeing all those 2, 3, 4, and 5-year-olds that go in there and help getting up on the seat. So, so you know how schools have that one toilet that's more lower for kids?
Heck, we have one at the
That might be
workplace.
something, and just even label it, child's toilet.
But we
or-
wanted to do the
or-
fast flushing ones too, didn't we?
Mhm.
But I just know that they're all big toilets, and they're just,
Okay.
so I mean, it's just something to think about.
Sure.
'Cause, I mean, especially being at school, we always had 2 adults, 2 kids. I mean, when you went to bathrooms for the little kids and bigger kids. But it's
Unless you
something to
get a
think
stool
about.
in there.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
I think that's it. Well, mowing quotes is one of the items that Tyler mentioned. I don't know if he'll have an update on that, but let's go ahead and go to new business. I don't believe there is any.
I didn't have any.
Okay.
Everything I gave you in my report was pretty much old business covered,
Yep.
so.
Public input.
He's in there, so hurry.
They're there.
Quick.
None at the moment.
The,
Real quick.
oh, I was gonna say, the Cedarville, we are planning in the fall, which might.
The tree.
The tree, they took the tape off and it's doing fine. They haven't had any problems, I don't think. Yeah, I'm still working on getting that Leo part covered with the
Yeah.
etching thing, so.
Well, you know what we put on our Facebook, when somebody point blank said what happened, and we said vandalism, kids damaging it, parents watching, we put all that out there, and it just seemed to be like, people were like, you're kidding, oh no, so hopefully.
So, only last item, Angela wasn't here to talk about it, and I know it was, I forgot, this is the notice to taxpayers, just an FYI.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think any of you sent anything to Angela, so I'm assuming you're okay with the budget.
Yep.
As it was presented, fine. The town council at their meeting on the 17th will have their public hearing to initially adopt it, and then assuming there's no significant public outrage, they'll adopt it on October 1st. So, just an FYI. The budget that we have, $155,000 is what we are advertising. So, all
For
right.
the Parks Department alone?
Yes, for the park fund. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Any further business? Hearing none. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.